This place is thick with the stench of ghouls.
We'd like to start today by introducing the barbarian, one of several classes you can play in Diablo III. The barbarian overcomes his enemies with pure brute force. He's the perfect example of our character design philosophy. There's no such thing as too much power. But all that power is nothing without control. Diablo III has several improvements that make it much easier to use all your character's abilities. For example, we've added a hotbar where the Diablo potion belt used to be to help players use any of their skills quickly and easily, so nothing stands between you and whatever it is you want to smash. We've also added a way to quick swap between two mouse-based skills using the mouse wheel or the tab key. These additions make for a game that remains so simple you can play it with just the mouse, but allows for easy skill combinations and deeper, more satisfying combat. Time to venture further into these old tombs, but first, these current weapons just won't do. These new axes are enchanted with frost and electricity, enhancing their damage and allowing them to stun and freeze enemies. The barbarian has taken some damage. In order to recover health quickly and keep the pace of combat fast, we've added a new type of dropped item. These red globes drop off of enemies and can be used to restore health and get back in the fight without having to rely on potions. Diablo III is packed with vicious enemies. These berserkers have a powerful attack that does massive damage. It's best to avoid it, then retaliate while he recovers. These cultists that are joining the fight are weak and easy to kill, but the demon spawn they summon are not. The barbarian must dispatch the cultists quickly before he is overwhelmed. Working together, the berserkers provide a tough obstacle, allowing the cultists time to stack the odds against our hero. A vicious combo, but nothing a good axe or two can't take care of. The environment is a big part of Diablo III. You can interact with it, destroy it, and use it to your advantage. But the environment can work against you as well. For example, I'm sure this chest is filled with treasure, and not some kind of insidious trap. Chests in Diablo 3 won't drop entire sets of armor, but we rigged this one so we could show off the most important part of the game, the loot. All gear is custom designed for each class and their unique look, and these pieces represent just a few of the near endless stream of items you can find. Looks like our well-meaning hero has woken up something nasty. Nothing to worry about. This isn't much of an obstacle. So many zombies in the world, there must be a better way to dispatch them. I know, we'll let this wall do the work for us. We're going to switch to some new skills now, including an old barbarian favorite, Whirlwind.
Over here!
The world of Diablo 3 will be filled with quests, story, and events more so than any of the previous games. Here we find someone stranded in the dungeon in need of rescue. Those of you familiar with the previous games may recognize him.
Cain, you still live.
Ah, there you are. The writings in this place are incredible. Come, stay a while and...
It is time for shedding our enemy's blood, not idle talk.
No one ever listens.
The barbarian can enlist some help from these two guards who have been trapped with Cain. Simply clicking on them orders them to follow you. I'm sure they'll lead a long and healthy life as your sidekicks. Nothing bad is going to happen to them. The next area is guarded by skeletal shieldmen who can block a lot of damage. They are backed up by skeletal archers who can do massive damage while the barbarian is trying to bash through those shields. The barbarian can use his ground stomp attack to stun these skeletons, causing them to drop their shields and become vulnerable. They should be easy to pick off now.
There's something in here.
These cultists are walking time bombs. At any moment, they can be possessed by horrific demonic entities. The barbarian must take out as many as he can before they transform. You can expect Diablo 3 to be filled with cool events that tell our story and bring the game world to life. The next couple of areas show off just a few of these.
Get away from the wall!
What in the hell is that?
Diablo is first and foremost a cooperative game. There's nothing better than bashing monsters with your friends. So it's high time we brought one in. This is the Witch Doctor, a brand new class you'll be able to play in Diablo III. The Witch Doctor hails from the jungle region of Taganzi and uses ancient tribal magic that gives him control over disease, allows him to summon pets to do his bidding, and even control the minds of his enemies. Now that we've reached the exit of this dungeon, we can say farewell to Deckard Cain and head out into the wilderness.
Get yourself back to town. Leah worries after you.
If it isn't one nursemaid, it's another.
Masses of enemies are little threat to the Witch Doctor. He can cast deadly locust swarms that devour his enemies alive. Notice how the swarm not only consumes its target, it also seeks out nearby enemies and spreads. This makes it extremely effective against clusters of monsters. It leaves nothing behind but the bones. To keep his enemies at arm's length, the Witch Doctor commands pets to do his bidding. The first of these pets is the mongrel. Fast and tough, he's the perfect distraction. Mongrels can become empowered by the Witch Doctor's attacks. By casting Locust Swarm on his own mongrels, the Witch Doctor gives them the ability to do additional disease damage. Once a mongrel is near death and has outlived its usefulness, the Witch Doctor can dispatch his pet in a violent burst of energy that will destroy any nearby creatures. Even without his pets, the Witch Doctor is quite capable of dealing with any unpleasant surprises. The Horrify skill will cause most creatures to run, buying precious time to summon pets and illuminate some of your opponents. Being a master of both disease and fire, the Witch Doctor is perfectly capable of fighting on his own. While slow, especially at long range, the firebomb attack will annihilate anything near its impact location. Using the Mass Confuse spell, he can temporarily turn some of his enemies against one another, buying him precious time to burn down the survivors. You've seen walls of fire, ice, and bone, but have you ever seen a wall of zombies? This is a pretty nasty trap, but luckily we have some backup. Joining us are the female versions of the Barbarian and Witch Doctor. Now this is starting to look like a party. You'll be able to form groups like this quickly and easily over Battle.net. It has been our pleasure to give you a first glimpse at Diablo 3, but before we leave you, let's see what a real fight looks like.